Fair shoppers, come early and stay late. It's the Super 10-hour Summer Sizzler Sale.
Hello, I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News in New York. Don't panic, don't worry. I'm not interrupting this program to bring you some bad news. In fact, what we're about to bring you, we hope will be good news. Informative, entertaining, and maybe even a little provocative. Watch.
Well, we certainly hope it's provocative. I'm here with Tom Brokaw, direct via satellite from New York. A little early for the NBC Nightly News, but exactly the right time for us. Tom, I think congratulations are in order for you. I remember when you left the Today Show and the three networks were vying for your services, and you chose NBC, and at the time you said, why cut and run when they're last? I think I'll stick around until they turn the corner. Well, they certainly have with the latest ratings. Congratulations. It must make you feel good.
Thank you very much. It makes all of us feel good here at NBC, and great credit, of course, to Grant Tinker and Brandon Tartikoff and all the people at the network. It's great to be on a rising tide after being at the bottom of the sea, so to speak, for a number of years. But we feel very good about it, not just for this season, but what comes up next fall.
You've been away a long time, and some have described your early years as kind of a cross between Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer on the banks of the Missouri River. Yet those lives were fraught with crises in some of the stories we read. Yet yours, you've gone from success to success to success. Is that planning? Is it confidence? What is it?
Dumb luck, mostly, Gary. It's really what it is. I have been very lucky. I've been in the right place at the right time. I have worked very hard. I've had very supportive people working with me who've been able to compromise some of their own ambitions along the way, I think, to make sure that I was able to realize my dreams, and I've always been grateful for that. But mostly I've just been in the right place at the right time. There's something to that.
Are you waiting for the other shoe to fall?
I do kind of look over my shoulder, I must tell you, and wonder if this isn't just going to come to a quick halt one of these days, because I've been on a real roll for about 25 years now. I have nothing to complain about, and you do wonder if, from time to time, you shouldn't have to pay a penalty.
In your various capacities, you've interviewed, and certainly every world figure, celebrity has been made available to you. You've covered weddings, you've covered assassinations, assassination attempts, resignations, Watergate. Is there any story that particularly moved you personally, emotionally?
When people ask me these questions about who's left the most lasting impression on me, I often tell them it's not so much the people that are familiar names to you, whether it's Golda Meir or the Pope or whomever. It really is the small people that I've encountered who come face to face with very trying circumstances and prevail and show an uncommon courage, whether they're civil rights workers in the South or soldiers in Lebanon or people who are just trying to get through life after a natural tragedy. Those are the people that I remember best, I think.
Something that's troubled me, and critics have referred to it as the news, or film, I should say, at 11 syndrome, and that is that there are stories that may be terribly vital, important to the viewer, given the time frames, and yet they don't get on because there isn't film to accompany them. Any truth in that, and does it trouble you?
Well, there is some truth in that, although we are less and less hostage to, I think, pictures anymore because of the extraordinary development of our graphics and high technology departments. We're now able to animate and demonstrate even the most abstract stories. Economics, that's a good example. We're able to now show with graphs what's going on in the economy. In the old days, it would be just a matter of me looking into the camera and boring you to tears as I tried to describe for you what, in fact, was happening in the economy. Now we can put up, as I say, with the addition of all of these visual aids, something that will show you as well as you being able to hear what is going on.
You've been married 23 years, have, what, 3 daughters?
That's right.
19, 17, and 15. Did I hit it pretty close there?
No, you've got a good research department, I must say.
No, I just added up from 5 years ago. But I think you made the comment once that you were surprised about how much you've learned living in a household of women, you being the only male. What did you learn?
Well, I've learned all kinds of things. I grew up in a family of mostly males. I had 2 brothers. My father was a construction foreman, so it was a pretty macho household. My mother always lamented the fact that she didn't have some feminine companionship around, and she did very well in that environment. What I've learned living now for the last 19 years or so with 4 women in various phases of my life, is that women can do just about anything that they set out to do, and that they can do it with more grace, generally, and often more intelligence than almost any man. I'm not being patronizing when I say that. I have learned from them the great strengths that women have. And I have learned as well, I think, during this period of our lives, that is which we've all had our consciousness raised about the role of women in life, that men have just expected too little of them. I think that the world is much better off that women are now taking their place side by side with men in every capacity.
What do you think your daughters have learned from you?
Oh, how to hold your temper, I hope. I think that they've learned from me a kind of a sense of adventure. My life has been pretty rich in those ways. I've been able to go where most of the action in the world is, and I've always encouraged them that life doesn't have to be an 8-to-5 existence, that you ought to have a little passion about what you believe in, and that you ought to do the things that move you. And I hope that they will be left with that. You know, you can't leave your children very much more than that. You can't leave them money and expect that to improve their lives necessarily. It's really those unseen things that I think that they will be best left with.
Tom, in the years that you were anchoring the news out here in Los Angeles, the story went around, and I must say I've not seen anybody or talked to them that could verify it, but did you put on a suit, a shirt, and a tie, and you'd wear blue jeans and boots when you read the news? Is that true?
That's true.
What about now?
Well, no, I'm fully dressed now. When I was living in Los Angeles and lived a part of my life at the beach, it was real hard just to put on a full suit every day and go to work. So since I was only seen from this part up, what I would do is put on a pair of blue jeans and my cowboy boots, and then I had an assortment of jackets. And when I moved from Los Angeles to Washington to do the White House assignment, I went out and bought 5 suits, and I took them back to my house, and some friends of ours were there that day, and one of the women looked at me and got a small tear in her eye and said, "This is the end of Tom Brokaw as we have known him."
Tom, thanks so much for spending this time with us. Best to your wife, Meredith, your 3 children, and hope to see you in the near future. Bye-bye. Coming up on today's show, do you remember the first sexual experience you ever had? Well, we're going to hear about the first experiences of Michael J. Fox and a very attractive young lady, Miss Morgan Fairchild. This couple is doing polka aerobics. Now, it may sound funny, but we promise you it's an easy and fun way to exercise. And in a moment, we'll continue our real-life love on the soap series with the king and queen of soap operas, who also happen to be husband and wife, Susan Seaforth Hayes and Bill Hayes. So stay with us on today's edition of Our Magazine.
To keep myself sparkling clean and fresh. Now, if you want all-day freshness, there's this concentrated cleaner called Blue. Just pop Blue in the tank, then every time I flush, I get a Blue detergent rinse that helps clean and deodorize me for up to a month. The tablet dissolves, so there's no dripping mess to remove, and my fingers don't get stained. I tell you, Blue makes me feel brand new. Try concentrated Blue. It's the simplest bowl cleaner yet.
When it's dinner time and time's tight.
I just browned some ground beef and have a manwich night.
Mom's working late and you've got to feed 'em right.
We just browned some ground beef and have a manwich night.
Your team's played all day and hasn't had a bite.
Mom just browned some ground beef, and it's a manwich night.
Hunt's manwich with tomatoes, onions, peppers, and your ground beef makes tonight a manwich night.
Just brown some ground beef.
And have a manwich night.
We're Beatrice.
Kellogg's Nutri-Grain.
This is dedicated to the ones we love.
Okay, I know his swing has lost some of its zing, but to me, he's still pretty nifty. So no morning goes by without his Nutri-Grain cereal. Nutri-Grain has no sugar added, no preservatives or cholesterol. It's full of the natural whole grain that's so good for him. And he loves that special Nutri-Grain taste, almost as much as I love him.
Nutri-Grain from Kellogg's.
Dedicated to the ones we love.
Don't haul that old chair to the dump. Trade it in now at our Sacramento or New Stockton Lazy Boy Showcase shop and save $50 to $150. Yes, trade in that eyesore, and regardless of its condition, it's worth $50 off the latest in recliners, $100 off leather and love seat recliners, or $150 off a sleep sofa. Remember, these are dollars off the sale price of the biggest selection in Northern California. But you must hurry because the trade-in sale ends soon at your Lazy Boy Showcase shop in Sacramento on El Camino and in Stockton on Pacific Avenue.
Since the day they met, Susan Seaforth Hayes and Bill Hayes have said "I do" 3 times. The first was 11 years ago when they were married in real life. Then, as Julie and Doug Williams on Days of Our Lives, they married again in 1976. Then, after they were divorced on the show, they remarried in 1982. Once touted as the king and queen of soap opera, they have left Days of Our Lives, and Susan can now be seen as Joanna Manning on The Young and the Restless. Would you please welcome, without a doubt, one of the longest-running soap opera love affairs, Susan Seaforth and Bill Hayes. Hi, Susan. How are you? Hello. Nice to see you. Okay. What you found it?
I found the little red X.
Well, Love in the Afternoon must be catching. Gee, we had Mark Lamura and Andrea Moore on the other day, and they said that their romance had started as a result of a screen test, and yours did as well.
No.
I thought she was on the show. You joined the show in '69, and you came and tested.
So you're very close, Gary.
Yeah.
Susan started on the show in 1968. In 1970, in February, I started on Days of Our Lives, and very soon after I started, our characters were thrown together. We did not do a screen test together.
Oh, you didn't?
But soon into the show, we were doing love scenes, and that...
cemented the relationship to a great extent,
so to
Gary.
speak. Well, most actors like to do a lot of homework at night. Were you guys like that?
Did we?
Oh, you'd take this stuff home with you at night, huh?
We rehearsed the spicy stuff to a certain extent. I'll tell you, you're trapped so much in that studio with your co-worker. And, of course, on Days of Our Lives, whenever they had when they had the yearly party, the anniversary party, you weren't allowed to bring a date if you happened to be married to someone who wasn't in the cast. So in order for each of us to have a date, we were kind of stuck with coming to that party together.
Now,
that's the whole reason we got married.
No,
Gary.
it isn't.
Okay, let's...
You ever been hard up for a date?
Now, you both left the show.
Yes.
Yes,
And
last year.
I've got a quote here, which is really shocking. I hadn't realized this. Last year you left, and